I'd like to support what she's saying also. I don't rely on alcohol sales. However, our weekends where we have the music for people also, they do increase our income also. And it not only does it help retain taxes within our community, because it gives our citizens somewhere to go in the evenings instead of going outside of town to spend their money. We're also bringing people in from out of town, which is bringing outside taxes in. And I mean, I know for a fact that Saturday night, we were inside this time because of the weather. And every customer that was at my place, and I was a full house, every table plus two out that I had to bring in was from out of town. Not one table was from someone in this town, and that was outside taxes coming in. And that's because of the van that we had inside. Yes, they were smaller, and yes, we were inside, but everyone likes the atmosphere outside. Even when we could be inside, they still wanted to be outside some the night before. When they read my decibel measurers last weekend, which I guess is the weekend that they're complaining about, and I'm at a little bit more of a disadvantage than Tanya, being that I'm down the hill, like the sheriff said the other day when they came, I'm more in a hole. So we're trying to work with that too. We've tried to work with our neighbors. My immediate neighbors and I are fine. Just as Tanya said, I've talked to all of them. It's where it's bouncing, and we're trying to work with that, trying to figure some way to contain that sound and keep it from bouncing up to those people that it's, but we've never played past 11:05 maybe. So I don't know where the midnight thing's really coming in from, other than the night that we opened back in November of last year. We're all trying to work with them, with the sheriffs, and like the sheriffs, like Tony said, the sheriffs have been very, very supportive and accommodating, and we do understand that we have to. But when they measure with the drums next to my drums, because they measure from the curb, and my drums where my stage is currently set is right by there. It was at 92, was at the loudest, and there again when they dropped it down to 85, it wasn't a problem. However, measuring right there next to them, there was no way that they could accommodate the 85. But we're going to move our stage again too. We moved it hoping the sound would go a different way. It didn't work, so we're trying again.
Is there any sound deadening things that you can put up?
We're actually been looking into that this week. One of the bands what's that?
You can muffle the
Right,
drums.
but it's not just drums. There's the bass guitars too. The bass guitars measure on those decibel levels. We have been researching that. Affordable? No,
Yeah.
not that I can afford. We are looking, or have looked at the possibility of like you're doing with the shrubbery, and how that could contain. There again, that's something I'll have to look to expense-wise and stuff. Can't afford to do it right now. But, you know, if we have to do it the way with the drums, we will too. And like Tanya, mine don't all have drums, and I have acoustics for the next, few. But the people do like that. And all of them have been local bands. These are, our local people that we're supporting there too.
Well, I think we ought to contact Fort Worth, because I know they have outdoor.
Well,
festivals.
Granbury's been dealing with it also.
They have all of it too. See if we can get somebody local, we can get some information how they're handling it, because they've got to be doing something.
Maybe we can get you and Jan to get some information from those places, and then direct Andy Andy to just find out what we can do and what our options are.
Unfortunately, we can't give you an answer tonight. And so just try to keep it at 85 or below, and because if people do complain, if it does go to the sheriff's department, and if it's a continuous complaint, numerous people doing it, or several complaints, and they come out and they tell you to turn it down or whatever, they could ticket you, and they could, it could even be considered disorderly conduct or
Disorderly conduct with live music. I have one. However, that's a written citation the first time, and then the second time it's a fine, and the third time it's
right. So until we can, and we do appreciate you being here, but we're going to have to make sure that everybody, and that's the whole thing, we want to make sure that everybody can live with it, and everybody's okay with it. So. Yes.
I thought the loud music that it was so bad that night was across Plexi Road, across Plexi. because there was one band over there that had acoustic, that had the, what was it, Gene?
They have a
It was over on
in
Plexi
a
Road.
residential neighborhood.
Yeah.
And it is quite
One even
large.
knows.
It wasn't downtown, it was over there on Plexi, a big band, and they had lawn chairs out in the yard, and so I thought that was the problem.
Was it at the park or residential?
No, it was residential.
It's right across from me.
Yeah, that's what was so bad, and it lasted till midnight. It wasn't the downtown area, so I didn't know if that's what you're talking about. It was one- Oh, no, it's
No, it was
been,
a couple weeks ago, but they have their concerts sporadically. It's happened more than once.
yeah, it has been more than once, and it's really bad.
Yeah. And other ones are good.
Can we sort of expedite this one a little bit, so.
Probably, we can't do, I mean, we can do this quickly as possible, but we're not gonna be able to do this anytime next meeting.
Yeah, but if we have a meeting in between or something,
Yeah,
have
at the
it done
next
so we can
meeting.
throw it
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, I'd be willing to do special meetings, so.
Okay, item number 14 on the agenda is, I'm sorry, Mignon. Oh, okay. Bob, will you make a
Yeah.
motion?
I make a motion to research other cities, Fort Worth, Fredericksburg, Austin, get some information on what they're doing for bands in regards to the noise level ordinance. To have Andy work on that, expedite that information as soon as we can for businesses.
Okay,
Get it on the next possible meeting.
okay, I have a motion to research other cities and do what we can, find out what we can do and expedite that, put it on the next meeting. Do I have a second? Probably Ricky, either one. Okay, all in favor?